thanks for making time for this call. As one of our key partners that you and I are working with actually on the Hellotax webinar that's coming up, I just wanted to get in before Nick Penev and interview you directly. I just wanted to kind of share, because some of the people that we have following us, they may not know who you are. So tell us a bit about, what you do in the e-commerce space.
Yeah, so I've been an Amazon seller and selling within different e-commerce platforms. Started with Amazon in 2013. So I solely sold on Amazon for several years because I probably wasn't really focusing on brand building. And then when I started focusing on building brands, I then started selling on my own e-commerce stores. I've never sold on eBay. In fact, that's a lie. I've sold a couple of items during like the Q4 time, but nothing serious, and I also sell on Etsy now. The last couple of years on Etsy. So Etsy, Amazon, and some of my products are that are brands on their own stores. But over the last couple of years, I was in the corporate years for world for many years, and I was a trainer there. And I know it sounds cheesy, but I do love people, and I like that balance to do the coaching. So I also mentor and coach, and with everything that's happened in the last 18 months, I've also been doing consultancy in corporate. So I quite like the balance, really. I often question whether I should just forget the coaching and launch more products, but I think I like that balance of doing both, really. So.
Well, I suppose it makes the coaching all the more relevant if you're still, truly in the trenches with selling. Which brings me to my next question: is how do you actually differ from other kind of consultancies / coaches out there?
So the last, is it 2 years? Because COVID's gone on so long, hasn't it? last two or 3 years, I've focused mainly on women. Right. And that's because I went through a bit of a difficult time in 2015. I won't go into it, difficult marriage and things. And I'm a single parent, and I wrote a book called She Made It Happen. And we all talk about targeting and focusing with brands, don't we? And I just thought I really want to inspire and empower women. So I have a group. I also do coach men, so I'm not one of these, feminists that ignore men and don't like men because I'm part of several different programs. But for my own coaching program recently, I've been focused on this Amazon Queen and inspiring women, because there's only 32% of Amazon sellers that are women, and I want to even up that balance.
Interesting.
And there's a few other reasons as well. I think women, again, this is general, women tend to focus on brand building long term and want to create something of purpose and value to the audience, and really think about that and creating beautiful brands. I'm not saying men don't as well, but there's a tendency that men will literally just go for the numbers and money. So I like that. I do like that balance. As I say, I do coach men as well. I have like a self-study program, but in my kind of 12 months mastermind, it is women, and there's some partners in there. I sound really bad. But I suppose that's my difference. If you want a bit of girl power, I'm probably the person to come for help. Within consultancy, obviously that's completely different in the corporate world. So in that respect, I think I'm very straightforward. And there's no fluff, I tell the truth, that even if that can be a little bit hard. I'm from the northern part of England, and we're known for that. So yeah, it's kind of like I get stuck in, and you see what you see is what you get, kind of thing. And I just want the outcomes, So I want to help people as much as I can and just get stuck in. So.
Yeah, I guess that's what matters in, especially, when actually consulting with clients, that outcomes what matters. But look, it's a very interesting background, and I think I do have 2 more questions for you, which are completely to get your opinion to share with the world.
I think it's important now that as I say, my first few years as a seller, I focused on really learning lots of different categories and deciding what niche I was going to be in. I also did wholesaling where I sold other people's brands. Even though I was doing private label as well, I've sold supplements, I've sold e-scooters. I have like a variety of different category knowledge. But this last probably 4 or 5 years really focused on brand building. And what's great is Amazon is moving that way. Amazon is rewarding brands. So I think it's important to build your brand off Amazon as well if you are building it within Amazon, because you don't want to put all your eggs in one basket, because we don't know the future of these marketplaces. And I also have noticed that when I have done a lot of like Pinterest and Instagram marketing, where I'm focusing on my own store, that keywords are coming up with my brand name in Amazon, because people will look and buy it from Amazon, even if you're doing the off Amazon work and with your brand, because they trust Amazon more than they do you. So I definitely think it's good to sell in several different marketplaces, and especially with the changes that we've had over this last 12 months as well, with FBA, getting pressured. It's good to also have your own fulfillment. So yeah, I think if you're building a brand, then you've got to sell on other marketplaces as well, and your own store.
Yeah, that's a very, very good answer. It makes a lot of sense. So brings me to my last question. So where do you see marketplace selling evolving to in the next 12 months?
It's a difficult one because no one's got a crystal ball, but I definitely think changes are going to happen quickly. We were just talking just before we recorded about people exiting, and that's happened really quickly. In the last 12 months, I think people scale to a level and then they need an investor. And so it's probably easier to exit that brand and maybe start again on another one. I think it's very interesting with Amazon Live, how Amazon's now, with the influencer program, becoming very social, where you can interact with customers, ask questions, they can follow the channel. That's very social media like. So I think the Amazon marketplace is going to become more socially interactive. And I think if brands have not got influencers supporting them or investing in influencers, then they're really missing a trick. Where I see it going, I see definitely in Europe expanding, because we've already had 3 more marketplaces. I definitely think Amazon itself has doubled, hasn't it, over that time? We've seen an increase of like 10 years in 18 months with logistics and everything. I see the growth further. This year and next year is going to be huge years, I think. Just not sure on the detail, but I do think there may be lots of different changes, even for third-party sellers, really. Especially on Amazon. I think Amazon may actually say you have to have a trademark to be on our platform, because they're heading that way, with really rewarding you for if you are a brand and giving you extra incentives and videos and all this kind of stuff. So
yeah, interesting. That is a very interesting view on the future. Yeah, look, I wish we could keep talking, but I think that has certainly given a few bits of information to get everyone to think a little bit further about what they're doing on marketplaces. But look, thank you, Anna. Really appreciate your time, and I'm sure we'll be sharing the screen on that HelloTax webinar soon.
Yeah, we will be. Well, thanks for asking me.
No worries.